Alright, notice the water bottles. What Olympian is going to run outside into lane 4 or 3 to grab a water bottle in the middle of a race where everybody is running as fast as they can to win an Olympic gold medal? Who would stop for a water? So today, Father and I are going to lunch with the sister because, well, now that the sister is all grown up, she of course doesn't live here. So we are headed down to Looney's to meet her for lunch. And then probably just gonna come back here. But that's pretty much what's about to happen next. Change shirts. This one's the hat one. If you haven't yet, check out yesterday's video, which is pretty much a summary of the third and last final Vaultworks camp that I did for the summer. And I might be doing just a video on Vaultworks coming up soon. Today is the 12th, and I have my dentist appointment on the 18th, and that's the last thing I have left to do in Maryland. So likely next Friday or Saturday or sometime around next weekend, I'll be headed back to Akron for school. I want to say something about the sporting world and what's going on right now with all of the doping scandals and country of Russia and Kenya lately, especially with the Olympics I'm watching right now with the 10K final going on. A Kenyan coach posed as one of the distance runners to try to take a drug test for him, and that coach has now been expelled from the Olympics. We saw Lily King, American swimmer, defeat a Russian, I believe it was a Russian swimmer, who tested positive twice for banned substances. And track and field is a sport where we are always talking about ways to make track more popular, especially in the United States. And doping is one of those things that kills the sport. And I mean, how great is it to watch an event, but you don't know if everyone there is competing fairly, and so you have to debate whether, I mean, this person might not have tested positive, but with everything that's going on, you don't know, especially if you have a coach who's posing for drug tests. He could have done that before and gotten away with it. And you have different anti-doping agencies who may take a blind eye to it, and that's why it's very hard in the sport of track and field to make it big right now, and especially with the coverage of track and field in the Olympics and different events. Being a pole vaulter, I know a lot of pole vault coaches and the pole vault community is very upset with the coverage pole vault gets, when you can have the 10K and they showed every minute of the 30-minute race, whereas they might show 4 or 5 jumps in the entire pole vault competition, or they just sum it up at the end with a few highlights. That's not a way to get a sport to grow, especially in track and field, where it is for people who aren't big into it, they see people running around in a circle, and it's hard for a lot of people who haven't been in track and field to understand like the absurdness of someone running a 10K in 29 minutes for a female, or how crazy it is for a pole vaulter to jump 19.5 feet. And so the problem is with, if you look at the NCAA championships, they show the first 20 minutes of the competition, and then as soon as the races start, you never see another vault until the very end where they show highlights. And so I think the people of the track and field community have to do a lot to fight back against the companies that are putting out the broadcasts like NBC and USATF in order to try and make a difference, and especially with US track and field athletes who are struggling to get paid because the USATF just doesn't pay them that much. We have to find a way to keep track growing in the United States, or else you are not going to find the popularity, especially among the professional level. Many times it's not worth it for someone to continue training for years and years and years unless they are in that top 1% of the professional field in the United States, because otherwise they're not making a living. You have athletes like Ashton Eaton, who are a world record holder, who can make a very good living doing track and field. But in other events like the sprints or a field event, any field event, unless you are in the very top in the world, top in the Diamond League standings, it is extremely hard to make a living. And that is why the track and field in the United States at a pro level isn't as great as in Europe, where you have channels like Eurosport, which are much more revolved around sports like track and field.
Mayday USA. The system broke.
What?
Yeah, they broke. He made a turn and they fell.
Oh, no.
So they broke. Whoa, scream. Here's a solid 2,000 calories in nachos. Yum. Food. Peace out, sis.
See ya.
Nice doing lunch with ya. Oh man, and we are headed into Dick's to buy goggles to swim and get clothes, maybe. We are back from Dick's. Mission accomplished. Got the goggles. Asked if they had any of the USA tanks left, and they were all out, so didn't get any of those. But now we are going to, me and my father are going to get our passports. Whew, it is extremely hot outside, and so we couldn't go get our passports because you have to go at a certain time, and it was already past that time for the day, so we just filled out the form and we should be going tomorrow. But now headed to Athens. That was ugly. We're at the grocery store getting food for the week. Okay, they have chocolate, mints, and birthday. Oh, they have vanilla left too. Get another mint for Dad. Gotta get some birthday cake. Birthday cake action. Chocolate. So we got like 7 Halo Top ice creams. If you haven't had it, I highly suggest it. It's much better than any other healthy ice cream out there. So right now, swimming laps in the pool. My current weight is about 190 pounds. And my best jump weight is probably around 175 to 180. So currently in the process of cutting down to that. So trying to swim a mile tonight, at least about a third of the way there. Got to do 70 laps in my pool, and I have 25 done. A little break, and then back in the water. Okay, it's like half an hour, 40 minutes later than the last update. So I just finished and ended up doing 72 laps, which put me at 5,680 feet. So that's 400 more feet than are in a mile, and so now I'm gonna get out the kickboard and do a bit of a leg workout with it. Ending this night and this vlog. So I said I was gonna swim a mile. I swim 132 laps of my pool, which leads up to exactly 2 miles. And then just edited and watched the Olympics. So see you tomorrow, everyone. Live happy.